People have sometimes a view of hunter-gatherers that is slightly too rosy, which is partly a partial reading of the Kalahari, this book by Lee and Devore. And so one of the things they say is that, like, oh, hunter-gatherers had to work very little. And that is true on average. But then there's like these months of dryness, of drought, in which they have to stay very close to the only water sources that are left. And then they quickly exhaust the easily accessible foods. And then they need to work very hard indeed or walk very far to find food and then come back with the food. And again, it's one of these things where, like, on average, yes, but some periods are just unbearably miserable and worse than what most farmers have to go through. And then the other issue is with this idea that it's egalitarian. And, it is when things are going well, because obviously, you can't eat the whole elephant. But, status in a hunter gatherer community is not based on who eats the elephant when there's an elephant. The question is when there's only a hare, who gets to eat and who doesn't it? And in the book, they also have the example of this widow when all her children have died. And so there's no expectation that her children could reciprocate. And then nobody shares with her. And, she's very often hungry and nobody wants to give her anything because there isn't the expectation that, like, okay, I can help her, but then her kids are going to be around. And then, like, again, this lady also, like, one of the researchers had a blanket, and one of the ladies said, like, oh, could I have the blanket? And they were friends. And she said, yes, but you're just going to give it away in like 2 minutes. And she said, all my life I've been giving stuff away, and now I just want something of my own. So so
Okay.
so
That's
so
I like it. Good. She shouldn't just give away.
and again, the problem is how naked they are in front of a famine. And a lot of the field work, I suspect, is not done over long enough periods to experience that.
Oh, yeah, and the researchers might pack their bags when there's no food.
Yes. The other thing is that a famine will create a kind of shadow prosperity. Because if something killed 60% of the population in a given year, the next year is a normal year and there's only 30% as many people. So that at any given point, you're probably living in the population shadow of one of these points.